जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON संस्थापकाचार्य से द होल वर्ल्ड जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2, entitled Prayers by the Demigods. Text number 25. Brahma Bhavaha Cha Tatra Etya Brahma Bhavascha Tatraitya Munibhir Narada Adibhihi Munibhirnaradadibhihi Devai Sa Anucharaihi Sakam Devai Sanucharai Sakam Girbhir Vrishanam Aidayan Girbhir Vrishanam Aidayan Brahma Bhavascha Tatraitya Munibhir Naradadibhihi Devai Sanucharai Sakam Girbhir Vrishanam Aidayan. Brahma Bhavascha Tatraitya Munibhir Naradadibhihi Devai Sanucharai Sakam Vrishanamaidayan. Brahma Bhavascha Tatraitya Munibhir Naradadibhihi Devai Sanucharai Sakam Girbhir Vrishanamaidayan. Brahma Bhavascha Tatraitya Munibhir Naradadibhihi Devai Sanucharai Sakam Girbhir Vrishanamaidayan. Brahma, the supreme four-headed demigod, Bhavaha Cha, and Lord Shiva, Tatra, there, Etya, arriving, Munibhihi, accompanied by great sages, Narada Adibhihi, by Narada and others, Devaihi, and by demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna. Sa anucharaihi, with their followers. Sakam, all together. Girbhihi, by their transcendental prayers. Vrishanam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can bestow blessings upon everyone. Aidayan, pleased. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, accompanied by great sages like Narada, Devala, and Vyasa, and by other demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna, invisibly approached the room of Devaki, where they all joined in offering their respectful obeisances and prayers to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can bestow blessings upon everyone. Please repeat this translation after me. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, accompanied by great sages like Narada, Devala, and Vyasa, and by other demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna, invisibly approached the room of Devaki, where they all joined in offering their respectful obeisances and prayers to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can bestow blessings upon everyone. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Dvau bhuta sargau lokesmin daiva asura evacha. Padma Purana. There are two classes of men, the Daivas and the Asuras, and there is a great difference between them. Kamsa, being an Asura, was always planning how to kill the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his mother Devaki. Thus, he was also Krishna conscious. But devotees are Krishna conscious favorably. Vishnu Bhakta Smrito Daiva. Brahma is so powerful that he is in charge of creating an entire universe. Yet he personally came to receive the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhava, Lord Shiva, is always jubilant in chanting the holy name of the Lord. And what to speak of Narada? Narad Muni, Bajai Veena, Radhika Ramana Name. Narad Muni is always chanting the glories of the Lord, and his engagement is to travel all over the universe and find a devotee or make someone a devotee. Even a hunter was made a devotee by the grace of Narada. Srila Sanatana Goswami in his Toshani says that the word Narada Adivihi means that Narada and the demigods were accompanied by other saintly persons like Sanaka and Sanatana, all of whom came to congratulate or welcome the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even though Kamsa was planning to kill Devaki, he too awaited the arrival of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pratiksham stad janma. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamya. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are coming to the main topic of this chapter, prayers by the demigods. These prayers are being offered by the demigods to Krishna, who is still within the womb of Devaki. He is not yet born. He has not come out of his mother's womb. So the description by Srila Shukadev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, that the Devatas who had prayed to the Lord to remedy their problem of the earth being overburdened by demons. So Krishna has appeared in order to reduce the earth's burden. But Krishna appears for many different purposes, mainly to satisfy his devotees. And that's why the devotees, they are very, very jubilant whenever the Lord appears or whenever they are able to approach the Lord and offer prayers to him or receive his blessings for whatever they may ask. Krishna is ever ready to bless everyone and especially the devotees. So here the description is that after Krishna entered the womb of Devaki, the contrast is being made what was Kamsa's reaction and what was the demigod's reaction. So Srila Prabhupada contrasts this by quoting the Padma Purana. Dvaubhuta Sargau. In this created world, there are two classes of created beings. Bhuta here means created beings. Because as a created world, it has to be populated by created beings. Otherwise, this world is an empty world. So when the creation begins, first the planets are created. But when the planets are created, they're all empty. So in order to populate these planets and the entire material universe itself or universes, there has to be creation of even the living beings. So this creation happens in such a way that there are two classes of created beings. Dvau bhuta sargau loke asmin. This world we are living in. Daiva asura evacha. The two classes are described as Daiva and Asura. Daiva, the class of men or class of created beings who are devotees. And asuras are demons. Devotees and demons. totally opposite in their characteristics, in their character. So the difference is being pointed out by Prabhupada, that Kamsa belongs to this class of demons, and Kamsa, being an asura, was always planning how to kill the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his mother Devaki. What is Kamsa's reaction? As soon as he heard some unseen voice from the sky, that some child which is going to be born of his sister who's just married, sometime in the future is going to be the cause of his death, immediately he wanted to kill Devaki. This is called Asura Swabhava. Asura Swabhava. The demoniac nature. It is natural for somebody, when there is danger, to think of protecting themselves against the dangerous situation. But still, the method of protection, how does a demigod think or a devotee think, and how does a demon think? Devotee always is Krishna conscious. So always thinking of Krishna. So naturally, even when there is danger, devotee thinks of Krishna, seeks Krishna's protection, prays to Krishna. Whereas a demon, anyway, the demon is always against Vishnu. Vishnu bhaktas mruto daiva asurastad viparyayaha. The next two lines of this Padma Purana verse quoted by Srila Prabhupada, the third and fourth lines, describe the difference between this Daiva and Asura. Daiva, Vishnu bhaktas mruto daiva. Those who are Vishnu's devotees, those who are Krishna conscious, they are classified as the first category. Daiva, divine nature. Divine nature. And Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, in an entire chapter, elaborately describes this divine nature and demoniac nature. Asura Swabhava, Daivi Swabhava and Asura Swabhava. 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So here, just Prabhupada is highlighting one specific difference, that an asura or a demon always is planning how to kill the Supreme Personality of God. Because they are, by their very nature, their character, they are godless. They are against God. And by their very nature, the devotees or the divine natured persons, the demigods, devatas, they are always devotees. They are always in favor of God. They are always favorably Krishna conscious. Both are Krishna conscious, but the demigods are favorably Krishna conscious, and the demons are unfavorably Krishna conscious. Because they have so much of deep-rooted hatred towards Vishnu. They are envious of Vishnu. And that envy is very deep rooted. That's why it becomes kind of their very characteristic. Now, one thing we should understand that even the demons are spirit soul. And as spirit soul, as pure spirit, they're all devotees of Krishna. But that is the original nature, uncontaminated, spiritual, original nature of everyone, all the living entities. But when they come in contact with this material world, anyone who comes in contact with material world has to develop a particular kind of material characteristic. Has to develop a material characteristic. But while contacting this material world and developing a particular type of material, a set of material characteristics, it is important to note that certain class of living beings, they develop divine nature, Daivi Swabhava. And certain other class of living beings, they develop Asuri Swabhava, demoniac nature. Now, somebody may ask, what is the basis? Why some people develop, some living beings develop this Daivi Swabhava and some develop the Asuri Swabhava? It is only because of their own specific disposition. The Supreme Lord is not responsible for this. Neither the Devatas who create. Now, creation means awarding a material body. This has to be clearly understood because we are all spirit soul. Every living being is spirit soul. So, spirit soul is never created. Spirit soul always exists. But the bodies are created. Bodies are created. And this creation of the bodies is what is called as creation in this material world of the living beings. So, what type of bodies they are given according to their nature. And what nature? The nature they acquire based on the contact with this material world. So, because of the desire to enjoy materially, the living beings have to come in contact with the three gunas, which is essentially the characteristic of this material world. Material nature consists of these three gunas. But some class of living beings, they are predominantly influenced by sattva guna, and certain other class of living beings, according to their desire to enjoy materially, they are predominantly influenced by rajoguna and tamoguna. So those who are influenced by rajoguna, tamoguna develop this demoniac nature, and those who are influenced by sattva guna develop divine nature. And once they develop this nature and are awarded those bodies, it is very difficult for them to change their nature. Rather, I would say It is very difficult to change their nature if they are of the demoniac quality or characteristic. Of course, even the divine natured, they don't so easily give up their divine natured characteristic and become demoniac natured. It doesn't happen generally. Whereas the demoniac natured living beings, it is very, very difficult for them, almost we can say impossible, to change their nature. To change their nature. Therefore, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that as far as the divine natured living beings are concerned, he is always protecting them, giving them, fulfilling all their desires favorably, and always inclined towards them. But since he is the Lord of all living beings, he also reciprocates with the demoniac natured persons. But that reciprocation is different. Krishna says, as far as the demoniac natured persons are concerned, how he reciprocates in the 16th chapter. तानहं द्विशत क्रूरान् संसारेषु नराधमान् क्षिपामि अजस्रम अशुभान् आसुरीष्वेव योनिषु. Those who are envious, mischievous, who are the lowest among men, these are the characteristics of the demoniac natured persons, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into the various demoniac species of life. Means they are born according to their very nature, demoniac nature, in demoniac species. So then repeatedly they are made to take birth in different demoniac species of life. And further, Krishna says, Asurim yonimapanna mudha janmani janmani mam aprapyaiva kaunteya tato yantyadhamam gatim. Attaining repeated birth among the species of demoniac life, such persons can never approach me. Which means the divine natured people, they are inclined to be Krishna conscious, and very easily they approach the Supreme Lord under different circumstances, whatever be their circumstance. That's why in the 7th chapter, Krishna says, Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukrutino arjuna. Their sukrutinaha refers to the divine natured people. And the demoniac natured people, namam dushkrutino mudha prapadyante naradhama. Na prapadyante, they never surrender to Krishna. They never approach Krishna. They're always against Krishna or Vishnu. So, attaining repeated birth among the species of demoniac life, such persons can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. That means demoniac nature, they go in the direction of the attaining lower and lower types of species of life. They go down and down and down till they come to the most abominable type of existence. And therefore, the Supreme Lord's mercy is shown not only to the divine nature, but he is merciful even to the demoniac nature, because they are also his part and parcel. They are also his part and parcel. They are also his own sons or children. Sarva yonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiyaha tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija pradapita. Krishna declares in the 14th chapter that of all the living beings in this material world, he is the seed-giving father. So father, what is his disposition towards his children? He is always very, very kind to his children. So Krishna shows his mercy openly, directly, very naturally to the divine nature. But he also shows his mercy towards the demoniac nature. And how does he show his mercy towards the demoniac nature people? By killing them. Now this is most surprising, that is mercy, killing somebody. Because if Krishna does not kill a demon, the demon is anyway going to die. Death is certain for those who have taken birth in this world. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrutyur dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. But the demons dying a death without being killed by Krishna, they are going to suffer in the next life so much because of all the atrocities they keep on committing because of their demoniac nature. They're always sinful. They're always very, very envious. They unnecessarily give trouble to other living beings. So their destination is horrible. They're going to suffer so much in hellish conditions. So, but Krishna kills them simply because of coming in contact with Krishna. Anyone can become completely purified of all their sinful reactions. So by Krishna, by personally killing them, he purifies them. Because Arjuna describes Krishna as Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. He is a supreme pure. Supreme pure means anyone who comes in contact with Krishna, anyhow, they become purified. So the demons, they never approach Krishna. They never are inclined towards Krishna. But when Krishna kills them, because they come in touch with Krishna, they are immediately completely purified. Immediately purified, completely. That means, what is the meaning of purification? Their sinful reactions are completely destroyed. They're saved from going to hell. They're saved from suffering. They're saved from suffering. But what is their destination? If that's the question that is asked after they are killed by Krishna, what is their destination? That destination is not fixed. Destination is not fixed. Because the destination depends on their specific desires. Where do they want to go? What do they want to do with their life? The spirit soul is eternal. They are killed, but doesn't mean the spirit soul is killed. The living being is not killed. Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. So what is the destination? The destination depends on what they want to do with their life. So because of their demoniac nature, generally, they want to continue to enjoy in this material world. So in spite of being completely purified of all their sinful reactions, and also consequently having the opportunity to get out of this material existence, but the demoniac nature will never want to get out of this material existence. They want to continue in this material world. And therefore, they take birth again in this material world. Now, where will they take birth? They will take birth according to their desire to enjoy. Because material enjoyment can be of various types. The desire to enjoy materially can be of various kinds. So therefore, Krishna has created 84 lakh species at the beginning of creation. So these 84 lakh species accommodate varieties of bodies for varieties of material enjoyment. So they will take birth among one of the species. If they want to enjoy like a hog, they'll get a hog's body. If they want to enjoy like a dog, they'll get a dog's body. And because demoniac nature means they want to enjoy not pious way, they want to enjoy sinfully. So they definitely are going to take birth among lower species again. See their misfortune. Look at their misfortune. That's why it is said that once somebody develops this demoniac nature, it is very, 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 very difficult for them to get out of this material world. It is very difficult for them to come out of material entanglement, material existence itself. Whereas the divine nature, even if they may not get out of this material world in one life, but it is guaranteed that sooner or later they will definitely go back to Godhead. Sooner or later they'll go back to Godhead. And the extraordinary mercy of the pure devotees. Krishna is merciful, always merciful. But through his pure devotees, Krishna shows some extraordinary mercy, especially towards the demons. The pure devotees, they are able to influence the demons to change their very nature. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated this to very, 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 very fallen souls. Jagai Madai. They were extremely sinful. And they used to unnecessarily give trouble to all kinds of innocent people, and especially the devotees. They were so much harassed by this Jaga and Madai. So somehow Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, while they were preaching on the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they used to approach all categories of people. And they used to request them, please chant Hare Krishna. Please chant Hare Krishna. And if somebody was hesitant, they would fall at their feet and beg them, for your own good, I am requesting you, I am begging you, I am pleading with you, please chant Hare Krishna. So Nityananda Prabhu heard about this Jagai and Madai, and he and Haridas Thakur both used to go together to preach, generally. So both of them approached this Jagai and Madai. And Jagai and Madai both of them were very, very cruel and very misbehaved. So they misbehaved with Nityananda Prabhu also. And somehow Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, they escaped being harmed the first time they approached them. Now, second time Nityananda Prabhu again approached them, because Nityananda Prabhu doesn't give up. If somebody refuses or somebody does not take to this chanting, Nityananda Prabhu is determined to deliver everyone in this whole creation. So, Nityananda Prabhu with Haridas Thakur, of course, Haridas Thakur was warning Nityananda that when Nityananda suggested, let us again go and approach them and make them chant, Haridas Thakur said, very slim chances, but still, you are very merciful, so let us go. So they went a second time, and the second time actually, before they could even, appeal or something, one Madai, he actually became very violent, and he actually threw one piece of broken pot against Nityananda. And immediately Nityananda, it hit his forehead and he's profusely bleeding. He started bleeding in the forehead. It was a very bad injury. It was not a minor thing. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, see, he is Krishna. When his devotee is harmed, he is never going to pardon that person who harms his devotee. So Nityananda Prabhu, being a devotee, he naturally did not take offense, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not tolerate. He immediately wanted to kill this Jagai and Madai. So, but Nityananda Prabhu pleaded to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that please excuse these most fallen souls. And on the request of Nityananda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pardoned them. And somehow, by Nityananda's influence, these two, Jagai and Madai, they became reformed. They completely changed their very nature within the core of their heart. And they became devotees. And this is the extraordinary mercy of the pure devotee. These demoniac natured people never approach Krishna. And in case they are killed by Krishna, because of which they are able to contact Krishna, they become purified. But their very nature is enjoy materially, enjoy materially, enjoy materially. And not just material enjoyment, they want to enjoy sinfully. So, by themselves, they will never get out of this material existence. But they are fortunate if they become the object of mercy of a pure devotee of Krishna. So Prabhupada is one such pure devotee, coming in the line of Lord Nityananda. One place Prabhupada says, Nityananda delivered one pair of Jagai and Madai, but by Nityananda's mercy, a servant of Nityananda can deliver millions of Jagais and Madais in this entire material world. And Prabhupada did that. And he's still doing. So, the only hope for these demoniac natured persons is somehow they come in contact with a pure devotee. Even coming in contact with Krishna, there is no hope for these demons. Because Krishna does not interfere with the jiva's free will. Krishna always respects the free will of every living being. And it's exactly the misuse of this free will that the living entity is entrapped in this material existence and has to suffer the consequences of material life. But the pure devotees, they are so merciful. They cannot tolerate the sufferings of these living entities who have misused their free will. And they will not just merely appeal or try to put some good sense into their heads, but they even sometimes interfere with their own free will. They interfere with the free will. And there are many examples. Narad Muni, Prabhupada says here, he even made a hunter a devotee. Now, when Prabhupada says even a hunter was made into a devotee, hunter means he is very, 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 very low class person. It's very difficult to even approach a hunter. But Narad Muni once decided, I'm going to deliver this hunter. And in spite of the hunter's cruel and very, very bad behavior, Narad Muni tolerated, and would not give up. And the hunter became reformed. He became a first-class devotee. Invariably, when a pure devotee decides to deliver somebody who is very, very fallen or very cruel or very demoniac, then that demon is delivered. That cruel person is delivered. And that's the only hope for demoniac people in this world. And therefore, Krishna, he sends his pure devotees. Not only he comes, but he sends his pure devotees. Especially the pure devotees, they are meant for delivering the demons. They're meant for delivering the demons. So I'll stop here. Antara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.